Hey everyone, it's been a busy past few weeks. We've been wrapping up some great new features in Emurse, and I'm going to share those with you in just a moment. But first, I figured we'd deep dive into some of the underlying features and technology that we use in Emurse and compare it to some things you may be more familiar with, like Anki. Anki is a great general purpose flashcard program, and under the hood it uses what they call notes. And we have something similar in Emurse called terms. But the key difference is the way we use terms in Emurse. We have different ways of categorizing them and grouping them. And so one of the things that I ran into when I was reacquainting myself with Japanese a few years ago and working on Thai is that I was wanting to study the notes that I put into Anki in different ways. So I wanted to take a list of vocabulary words and study the meaning. But I also wanted to work on the pronunciation, work on the Japanese pitch accent, work on the Thai pronunciation, because with those languages, it's something that we don't have in English, so it's something that you may want to focus on as a learner. So in Emurse, we support that. We also understand more about a particular term. For example, if you have a sentence, we know about the other words, other terms that are inside that sentence. So we can go back and look at those. And I happen to be in front of my computer right now, so I'll pop in and show this really quick. So here's an example of that. We have the sentence, "Kau ha mak." And if I wanted to look at a particular word in here, I can just click on it, and it gives me the two definitions down here. So I have the ability to add those to my favorites list. So that's one way that we enhance a term with different metadata inside the term. If you're familiar with the Japanese phonetics course, one of the things we have is the ability to display pitch graphs. And that we actually store inside the term in a field, in a simple text encoding. So let's actually pop into the admin area here and take a look at what that looks like. So we're just storing for each mora, we're storing whether it's a high or low, and uppercase and lowercase letters determine whether there's an accent on that particular mora or not. And so that's how we store it inside Emurse. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to easily display it in different ways. So we can display it as that nice simplified pitch graph. And we can also display it as an input type where you're able to enter the pitch accent as an input type. And so in that way, we've added a lot of capabilities that you don't get in Anki. And where it really comes into its own is by allowing you to use those terms in different ways. So if we pop into the course dashboard here, now we're looking at the Japanese phonetics dashboard, and you can see in the drills section we have several different drills here. And what I can do is, let's say I have a term list of favorite words. Like in the Thai example that I just showed you, we had a list of terms associated with each phrase. Anyway, you can add those to your favorites list. This was what I was getting at. And so you can see here I've got some terms here, and we got this made-up word here. So maybe I don't want to review that made-up word for meaning. But if I wanted to run a meaning drill on this, I'm free to do that. So we'll run the meaning drill without any scoring. And now this meaning drill was put together by Dogen, and he figured it would be useful to have the text of the word and then the reading as well as the simplified pitch graph. And of course you see the pitch contour. And these are all features that we added specifically for the Japanese phonetics course. So each language has its own functionality, its own needs, and plus creators have their own things that they want to do with their course. And we have the capability with Emurse, because of the way everything is set up, to add different input types, different card types, change the way things look on a per course basis and a per card and per exercise basis. So these are completely new features that we added just for the phonetics course. But it turns out that these input types and these visualizations are useful for other languages as well. We're using the pitch contour that we created for the Japanese course, as you just saw, also in the Thai course. And so if you have an idea for a card or an input type or an exercise type that you'd like to see in Emurse, we're always looking to add new features. Just drop a comment in the comments below, and I'll definitely respond to every comment that you leave, and we're definitely open to adding new features. And we're going to still get to those new features that I talked about, which also, by the way, are suggested by our users. So just to get back to the terms, we'll just show you one more card type, which is the draw pitch. Just as a for example, we'll run this on the favorites drill, and now we have Shiwa. Okay, let's put that in, enter the 2 dots, and got that one right. I'm just going to put this one in at random here. Actually, I get this one wrong. And okay, so that's what happens when you get that particular type wrong. And we really have the ability to mix and match any of these things. And where it really makes a difference is in this terms list here, because what we now have the ability to do is categorize what you're studying by term and also by category. So in something like Anki, you're really just looking at that particular note combined with that particular card. But we're looking at these 4 predefined categories plus an additional category that the teacher defines, and that secondary category can be assigned to one particular card type, like for instance the pitch accent or the draw pitch card type. So when you do those reviews, it only ever shows up with draw pitch. But different kinds of listening drills, at the end of the day, you're still doing listening, so it doesn't really matter what card type you're reviewing with. So we can average that score out between all the different card types. But it's really up to the creator of the course how they want to handle that. So now onto the new features. So we did 2 main things. One is we added filtering to the terms that you've encountered and practiced. And we've also added the ability to what we call banish a term from the review queue, meaning once you banish a term, it does not show up. It does not show up for any particular exercise type. So that's really easy to use. As you can see, I've got some terms here that have already been banished, and you can see that by this gray hatch marks here. So I'll just check these off, and you see now that this I've started making some selections. This purple button shows up here, and if I wanted to, I could unbanish these. And where the filtering comes in handy is that if you wanted to say, this is an actual use case from a user, is we have a couple different styles of pronunciation in the Japanese phonetics course, like a modern and traditional pronunciation. And this user wanted to study one or the other. I can't remember which one he wanted to focus on, but you can do that. Let's say I just wanted to, let's say if I wanted to put that in, just as a for example, this filters out everything in the list that has the word that. I believe, I'm not sure what I have in my review queue, but we can go ahead and remove this filter now. Let's say we wanted to see if we have anything that's specifically calling out modern. So yes, we do. So you can see that these are the terms that are using the modern pronunciation. So if I wanted to focus on one or the other, I could select these and either add them to my favorites list, or I could just remove them from the review queue altogether. That's just a start for what we want to do here. We've definitely got a few more ideas. We've had some really great suggestions. One of them that I thought was particularly interesting was the idea of different review groups. So let's say you're doing grammar and kanji. And of course, all the grammar and kanji are going to be showing up in your terms list. And so if you wanted to just focus on one of those, you could assign them to a particular review group, say kanji. And how I envision that working would be in this manage selected list here, you could add them to a review group, say kanji, and then there'd be some mechanism when you click on the review to select what group you picked. So if you just went in here and clicked on review, it would take you through the entire review queue and it would just work as it has in the past. But if you wanted to just focus on a particular review group, you'd be able to do that. Is that something you'd like to see? If it is, let me know in the comments. So that's pretty much the new features. That's a little bit more background info on terms and how they're set up under the hood. Of course, we also have audio and images associated with terms. So if there's something that you think should be in there, let us know. Always happy to go through the comments and engage with our users. So thanks for taking the time to tune in. Subscribe for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.